Hello, all. My name is Sushma Magdibana, and I would like to take this opportunity to present a topic. And the name of the topic is software engineering best practices from top software development companies. And my teammates are Ushasri Kamla and Prithvi Ramaraidu Kuhra. And proceeding further, we have come up with a table of companies, and these are the contents which we are going to focus on the next slides in detail. So the first one would be the introduction, followed by the main features of the software development and the best practices from top software development companies. And we have come up with a 20 of the best practices from top software development companies. And then next followed with the software source SWOT analysis, and then the real world examples, followed by the references, recommendations, and conclusions. And let us discuss about each topic in detail. The first one would be the introduction. So, what exactly is the software development? Software development is a process of planning, building, and maintaining software applications or systems, is often known as software development. Writing and testing code is required to create software that complies with strict specifications and addresses certain issues. Typically, the software development process involves processes like requirement collecting, software architecture design, coding, testing, and deployment of the finished product. Actually, this is also known as software development life cycle. See, the major stages of the software development process, which is also known as SDLC, software development life cycle, employs six main steps. The first one is planning, the second one is analysis, the third one is design, the fourth one is implementation, fifth one is testing and integration, sixth one is maintenance. And let us discuss about the each in detail. The first one is planning. At this stage, the team estimates the cost and resources needed to implement the requirements of the client. And the second stage, that is analysis, the team should decide whether the project is feasible and how to carry it successfully while minimizing the risk. And then the third stage would be design. The starting with the software applications, a design strategy known as design specification is created in this step of SDLC. Proceeding further, the fourth step would be the implementation. The true development actually begins at this stage. It is very crucial for each developer to follow the predetermined path. Additionally, make sure you have appropriate rules on the practices and code style in place. And the fifth one is testing and integration, which check for the flaws and shortcomings or at this project after getting the review or feedback from the client. And they try to fix the bugs or errors and come up with the new strategies to meet the initial requirements. And the next one would be the maintenance. Deploying the software to the production environment is the objective at this point, allowing the end users to start beginning to start using the product developed by the developers. And why exactly the software development is necessary? See, it is to create and keep the databases update and review and enhance security precautions, create and keep networks, investigate, assess, and use new technology, create user guides and instructional materials, examine and fix software related problems, conduct quality assurance and software testing, find, record, and keep track of software flaws, maximum system dependability and performance. Let us know about the main features of the software development in detail in the further slides. So the main area of the software development would be to produce unique software solutions that satisfy needs and address issues. It entails a methodological approach to software design, coding, testing, and maintenance across the course of its existence, delivering dependable, effective, and high quality software that satisfies user needs and supports corporate goals is the purpose. And additionally, it entails the software's deployment as well as continuing maintenance and support. The software development ultimately seeks to offer creative and useful solutions that boost output, automate procedures, and improve user experiences. See, we have few popular methodologies in software development, and the first one would be the agile methodology. An incremental and iterative approach to software development and project management is often known as agile methodology. It places a strong emphasis on adaptability, teamwork, and client pressure. The agile methodology was developed in reaction to traditional linear project management techniques that frequently had troubleshooting to meet the needs of customer and changing requirements. And the basic model is the waterfall model. The waterfall model is a sequential way of designing the software. It is actually strict and it follows like a structure waterfall model. That is, if one stage is completed or finished, only then they move to the next stage. And next stage, that is, if they complete with the requirements gathering and analysis, they proceed to the system design and then to the implementation and testing, deployment, and maintenance. So it is must that the previous stage should be finished before moving on to the next. And this is the incremental model, a software development process called the incremental model, combines aspects of iterative development and the waterfall paradigm. It seeks to deliver functioning software in bits of increments, with each bit offering more functionality or features. With this method, viable software may be delivered more quickly, and user input and interaction are possible. So the main characters of software development, the first one is the flexibility, second one is collaboration, the third one is quality assurance, the fourth one is security, fifth one is efficiency, the sixth one is scalability. Let us explain the each of the characteristics in detail. So the first one is like flexibility. Software development enables algorithms, iterations, and the integration of shifting requirements. The collaboration is essential for successful software development because it fosters the effective teamwork and communication. Quality assurance, the testing and debugging procedures guarantee the performance and dependability of the software. Then the fourth one is security, uh, applying secure coding techniques and fixing flaws to safeguard data and their systems. And the fifth one is the efficiency, improving performance through streamlining procedures, automating operations, and code optimization. And the sixth one is scalability, creating software that can manage growing loads and expand in the future. And coming to the best practices from top software development companies, the first one would be the YAGNI, which is you ain't gonna need it. Avoid writing that you don't need now, but could find useful later. So you might waste time waiting for tomorrow that might never arrive. So just concentrate on the piece of code that you actually require at this point of time. So this is the first best practice which is to be followed for the software development. And to ensure that each piece of code is independent, hold a planning session if your development team is working on a large feature. Release of incomplete code that needs to be finished later is the last thing you want to do. And the second one would be the dry concept. Don't repeat itself, is what this signifies. This principle states that every piece of knowledge must have single, unambiguous, authoritative representation within the system. And then the knowledge duplication is something which you should always want to prevent. Thus, any business logic that has a certain functionality should only exist once in your application. However, don't need to worry about making every line of code unique. Duplicating code is entirely okay. And the third thing is testing best practices. See, the one of the simplest ways to increase code quality is to write unit tests, and it's best that you create multiple unit tests and try to clear each of the unit tests, giving multiple various inputs. For instance, if you're trying with the integer, we can try it with a variable character, so that we cross-check that each of the unit tests are successful. So this is one of the best software development practices. While conducting unit tests, consider various scenarios rather than just concentrating on one area where everything currently functions as it should. make sure your test fails so you can observe what occurs and decide if it is what you expected or wanted. So create a unit test with failure and success scenario in the mind. Aim for complete test coverage, which means that all your code should be tested. So I've discussed about the three topics, and the further topics will be discussed by my teammate Shastri, and she'll continue it further. Thank you.